All right, this might be confusingly all over the place, but need to capture some thoughts. At the core of all of this is Noam Chomsky. So he and his thoughts and ideas are central to the central linking element to all of these different like spokes. So one of the things that I wanted to capture is what I think I'm discovering about what it is that I like about Noam Chomsky and the way that he communicates information is he knows things to such a degree, he knows them so well inside and out, and he's so well researched that he is able to establish frameworks or principles to add a defining characteristic to different concepts or topics. So, for example, in manufacturing consent, there being 5 filters of a propaganda machine. I recently watched a documentary in which there were 10 principles presented, covering a different scope of topics, but all essentially around the political sort of social structure sphere. And so the reason why I like this is because it's something that, for one, in terms of like the media, right, is Noam presents his framework, his structure for analyzing the topic at hand. And what that does is it allows the audience insight into that framework. And so then say a news organization like a media company did the same, right? If they presented their framework for this is how we're going to operate, and this is the framework of our interpretation of a sound argument or newsworthy article or whatever, it allows the audience then to participate in holding them accountable to those standards or to that framework. Right? And so it also, and like beyond that, so I think that was the main thing that I wanted to capture, and I actually expressed that pretty well. I was nervous about it, but that's just like one piece of it too. I think it also helps one, understand the topic a little bit better because you can break it down into smaller, more digestible pieces. I think it helps with the process of abstraction, where if you categorize, and this is what I've been talking about, really desiring to do, it's that desire that came out of reading Lina Khan's Amazon's Antitrust Paradox. Because once you're able to put it into a framework, you can assess the supporting arguments in that framework and kind of direct them to where they need to be. It also, again, I think I'm turning into a more what I would call this like structuralist. I have a more structuralist perspective, especially when it comes to arguments. And I think that that's something that's missing in the world right now, where there's been a lot of advocating for individual interpretation and weird stuff like that. But if we're all arguing on different playing grounds, how are we ever going to be able to communicate effectively or truly understand one another? So by having frameworks, I think that is the right way to approach all of this. And frameworks, and the beauty of it too is like, yes, that seems very, limiting and whatever. It kind of narrows things a little bit. But I think first of all, it's necessary. We do that in every, it's like the first thing you have to do in a society is establish some sort of framework for a cohesive environment and society, and ways to connect and understand your function in relation to all of that. So I just wanted to note that there's going to be some other things coming through here in a bit.